Hey there, welcome to 4 Minute Friday, and this week I want to focus on lead generation, and I want to share with you 2 tips that'll help you improve your ability to attract more prospects into your sales pipeline. So before I do that, in case this is the first time you've met me, bear with me if you watch me every week. But if it's your first time here, first of all, welcome. My name is Brian Conway from 𝗍𝗂𝗄𝐴𝑐𝑠𝑠.co.uk. And as I said, this is 4 Minute Friday, where I take, or at least I aim to take, about 4 minutes on a Friday to share with you a tip, a strategy, or a tactic that'll help you make more sales. Now, as I said, this week I want to focus on kind of lead generation. And I've been reading a book by a gentleman called Claud Hopkins. If you don't know him, he's a bit of an OG when it comes to advertising. He's one of those old school advertisers when advertising was done in physical print and the likes rather than digital mediums that we have today. But the principles of advertising that he teaches were relevant then, and they're still relevant now. In the same way that I always bang on about the importance of practicing the fundamentals of selling, because if you can do those well, you will thoroughly exceed in the role of a salesperson or a business owner. He's the same when it comes to advertising. He said there are advertising and marketing principles that just work every single time. So I want to read you a quote from his book. I've just been reading it on my phone, on Kindle. So here he says, "In a wide-reaching campaign, we are too apt to regard people in the mass. We try to broadcast our seed in the hope that some part will take root." Nice metaphor. "That is too wasteful to ever bring a profit. We must get down to individuals. We must treat people in advertising as we treat them in person. Center on their desires." So as I said, there are 2 things that I'd like to kind of pull from that. First is focus, that last statement, focus on their desires, or as he says, center on their desires. Remember, people buy outcomes. They buy the thing, the outcome, the thing that your product or service will do, not what it actually does. So not the feature and functionality, but the outcome that it will provide or deliver to that individual. Focus on that. The second element is the point he makes about trying to market to the masses, that you've got to market as if you were marketing to an individual person face to face. So you've got to get much tighter, or I suggest you get much tighter. Now, I teach this in Top Line Transformation. The very first module is called Smart Marketing. The S of the SMART acronym stands for specificity. And that power of specificity can make a big difference between a successful and unsuccessful marketing campaign. So really focus down on who you want to sell to in your advertising. I'm not saying you can only sell to that one demographic or sell that one product or service, but focus in your marketing on one product, service, or demographic, because otherwise it becomes too broad. And as he says, you have to then hope that the broadcast of your seed some part of it will take root. We can't rely on hope. Hope, as we say, is not a sales strategy. So just get much clearer on who you sell to, what you're selling to them, and then more importantly, what it will do for them. And if you can tighten up your sales messaging and your marketing and advertising messaging to do that, you will reap rewards from that. So that's it for this week. Just remember, again, some of the fundamentals, and particularly now talking about lead generation and the messaging element of anything you put out there in the marketplace. Try and make it much more focused and think about the outcomes. I trust you found that useful. Please do apply it, because knowledge is not power, as they say. It's the application of knowledge that creates the power. Please do like, share, comment. I always appreciate that. And until next week, hope you have a lovely weekend, and more importantly, a great week of selling. Take care.